Hearken, O noble seekers, ye who are drawn by the ethereal allure of the Elden Ring, called forth to stand under the sanctified canopy of the grand Erdtree, where tales of divinity and guile are inextricably entwined. This day, we embark on a journey fraught with peril, delving into the heart of Queen Marika the Eternal, whose resplendence conceals a cunning as profound as the Erdtree's deepest roots. Her tapestry, complex and shrouded in the shadows of her own conjuring, with a luminous facade that obscures intentions as dark as the most intricate labyrinth, presents a conundrum enshrouded in the enigmas of the universe. At her capricious behest, history has been warped and obfuscated, its pages willfully excised from the annals of eternity. So potent was her will that she has even erased the physicality and the very notion of the existence of two of her own lineage from the senses of the inhabitants of the lands between, rendering them nigh unto myths, whispered about in hushed tones as if they were naught but figments of the collective imagination. Hence, with both caution and veneration, we navigate this concealed path, intent on illuminating the truths masked by her divine subterfuge. To truly grasp the essence of the Eternal Queen, one must delve deep into her existence, for understanding her is akin to unlocking the very heart of the Elden Ring itself. The reasons Queen Marika shattered the Elden Ring, though recounted by myriad tongues throughout the ages, reflect each teller's vision. Yet, as thy humble Lorekeeper, I seek to bring light to this matter anew, through mine own understanding, emphasizing that to comprehend the Eternal Queen, one must be acquainted with the depth and breadth of her actions and their consequences. Join us, noble seekers, as we venture into this realm, striving to discern the true nature of Queen Marika amidst the illusions of her crafty deception. Together, let us uncover this saga, not merely as a series of divine acts, but as an exploration that speaks to the very essence of our quest for understanding amidst the fragments of the shattered Elden Ring. In the boundless vastness where the cosmos itself is but a thread in the grand tapestry of existence, there reigns a power of such profound might and omnipresence known to us as the Greater Will. Enshrouded in mysteries that dance tantalizingly beyond mortal ken, this entity orchestrates the universe, endowing it with a purpose that eclipses the fleeting desires of both gods and men. Its inscrutable gaze has delicately charted the course of the lands between, a destiny woven by an unseen hand, guiding the fate of all creation with a silent decree. From this celestial realm, our understanding unfolds, introducing the two fingers, solemn messengers of the Greater Will. These figures, enrobed in the gravity of their sacred duty, serve as the conduit between the divine and the terrestrial. They are charged with conveying the edicts of the cosmos, selecting those chosen to enact the universe's grand designs upon the earthly realm. Amidst this divine interplay emerges Marika, a being of celestial birthright, born of the noble Numen and imbued with the radiance of an Empyrean. Her destiny was to herald the golden age of the Erdtree, her very existence becoming a fulcrum around which future epics and their murmurs would pivot. Chosen by the two fingers, her role transcended mere divine favor. It was a summons to mold the destiny of the lands between with the sovereign threads of her intricate will. This divine ordination elevated Marika to a position of unparalleled import, as the point upon which the fate of the lands between would gently rest. Her existence, A complex weave of cosmic purpose and personal ambition compels us to ponder. Was Marika simply an instrument of the symphony conducted by the greater will, or did she possess the agency to shape the epical currents of the realm with her desires? Her path was shadowed by Malekith, her half-brother, a silent guardian whose presence was as enigmatic as the unseen face of the moon. Cloaked in mystery, Malekith remained steadfast by Marika's side, his loyalty as unyielding as the stars. As Marika was an Empyrean, Malekith, her shadow, stood testament to her divine rank and the intertwined nature of their destinies. Together, they undertook a quest of significant consequence, challenging the very pillars of the lands between. Their journey brought them face to face with destined death, cradled in the cold embrace of the gloom-eyed queen. Another Empyrean chosen by her two fingers. The queen was a figure of somber authority and nurturing grace, mothering newborn godskin apostles, commanding the power of destined death with her Godslayer's greatsword, a blade steeped in the black flames of annihilation. Her reign was one of solemn acceptance of fate's inexorable march. Yet, in this domain of shadows, Marika and Malekith endeavored to alter destiny's course. Their confrontation, a silent clash of wills, culminated in a momentous battle, a mute symphony of opposition in the twilight. Malekith, with a resolve as steadfast as the bond he shared with Marika, emerged victorious. His victory captured the rune of death within his blade, an act of defiance against the ordained natural order. This triumph, while momentous, teetered on the edge of unraveling the very essence of being itself. The extraction of the rune of death from the cycle of existence threatened to disrupt the delicate balance that governs the cosmos, setting the stage for unforeseen ramifications that would resonate through the annals of time. Within this cosmic interlude, where actions echo across the expanse, a pressing contemplation arises. Was the sealing of the rune of death by Marika an act of sovereign will, or merely a chapter pre-written in the vast, enigmatic narrative crafted by the greater will? This act, enveloped in divine mystery, fractured the long-standing harmony, propelling the lands between into an epoch where the concept of existence itself became ambiguous. Faced with the upheaval of the cosmic order known as the Elden Ring, Marika embarked on a daring endeavor to mend what had been rent asunder. Her attempt to restore the Elden Ring's integrity, excluding the Rune of Death, inadvertently led to the exclusion of the Rune of the Unborn, and unexpectedly bifurcated her essence, giving rise to Radagon. This division manifested Radagon as the destined custodian of the great rune of the unborn, symbolizing his own birthlessness. Thus, the Golden Order was established, heralding a new era marked by an infinite cycle of reincarnation, centered around the Erdtree. In this order, the demarcations between the inception of life and its cessation blurred, ensnaring all within the lands between in a perpetual loop of existence, devoid of definitive end or the inception of new life. As we traverse this redefined existence, we are drawn into a reflection on the interplay between individual volition and the overarching cosmic blueprint. Did Marika, in her quest to repair the shattered Elden Ring, unwittingly follow a grander cosmic design? Or did she navigate this path through divine foresight, crafting a new order beneath the distant yet vigilant gaze of the greater will? With the ascendancy of the Golden Order, Marika, sovereign of this new epoch, chose a consort, weaving a narrative of speculation. Whether by her heart's command, or the designs of the two fingers, acting upon the inscrutable will of the cosmos, the story remains concealed. Amid this saga, Godfrey ascended as the inaugural Elden Lord, his legacy woven into the very fabric of the Golden Order. Godfrey, unparalleled in martial might, was transformed through his union with Marika, embracing the lion Sarash as a symbol of his refined nature. Sarash, more than an emblem, served as a guide, steering the golden lineage through the storms of creation and dominion. Their progeny, Godwyn the Golden, emerged as a beacon of hope and potential for the Golden Order. His arrival not only signified the continuation of Marika and Godfrey's lineage, but also marked the zenith of their era's aspirations. The legacy of Godwyn and the Golden lineage cast a luminous yet intricate shadow across the lands between, signaling a time of prosperity and deep reflection. As the wheel of history turns, so unfolds a series of fervent conflicts, which I, thy humble Lorekeeper, shall henceforth refer to as the Golden Crusades. Commanded by the eternal sovereign, Marika, and championed by the realm's first and noblest Elden Lord, Godfrey, this epic unfolds. Their quest was to inscribe the tenets of the Golden Order into the very soul of the lands between, crafting an age shaped by divine will and the strength of an unrivaled warrior. This narrative, rich in the dance of harmony and tumult, embarks on a quest for a legacy that seeks to outlive time itself. Embark, noble seekers, on a journey through this vast and stormy era with me. Together, we shall delve into the Golden Crusades, navigating the intricate dance of light and darkness, harmony and upheaval, underpinned by divine endorsement to unravel the saga of the Golden lineage. Hearken to the dawn of the Golden Crusades, where the first drumbeats of war echoed, signaling an epic of conquest beneath the Golden Order's standard. This initial foray, a tale woven from fire and shadow, set the stage for the conflicts to follow with the defeat of the fire giants. This monumental clash was led by Marika, the divine monarch, alongside the realm's premier Elden Lord, Godfrey, and Radagon, her living will. This battle was more than mere combat. It was a declaration of the Golden Order's supremacy over the lands between. The fire giants, ancient and formidable, posed the initial hurdle to Marika's burgeoning realm. Their downfall, however, was achieved not through the defeat of their deity, but through a tactical triumph that diminished their ranks and bound their power. The final giant was cursed by Marika to eternally guard the flame of ruin, the life and power emblem of the fire giants, a fire with the terrifying potential to engulf the Erdtree. Radagon, cursed with hair as red as the last embers of fire, bore witness to the courage and sacrifice that defined this first crusade. Godfrey, with his mighty double-headed axe, became not just a symbol of this conflict, but of the dedication that would epitomize the Golden Crusades. Thus, the Fire Giant's fall stands as more than a mere battle. It is the cornerstone of the Golden Order's saga, showcasing the lengths to which Marika and her champions would go to uphold their vision of order. It was a testament to the lengths to which Marika and her champions would go to secure their vision of order, a harbinger of the battles, sacrifices, and legends that would continue to unfold. Upon the ashes of the conflict, with the fire giants, Godfrey, with the fervor of a tempest, set forth to weave the entirety of the lands between under the sovereign banner of the Golden Order. His martial might, unrivaled across the realms, carved a path of triumphs that heralded the expansion of their dominion. Yet, in the verdant lands of Liurnia, against the enigmatic carrion queen of the full moon, Renala, and head of the esteemed Lorekeeper Academy. Godfrey encountered an uncharacteristic rebuff, a rare shadow upon his campaign of conquest. In the wake of this setback, the decision was made to dispatch Radagon to the shores of Liurnia. There, amidst the lingering mists of war, a second conflict was ignited, not solely by the clash of arms, but by the weaving of fate. As Godfrey's conquests unfurled elsewhere, Liurnia became the stage for a narrative of unexpected unions. The strife with the Carian nobles, a chess match of power and strategy, found its resolution not on the battlefield, but within the hallowed halls of alliance. Radagon, in a move as strategic as it was heartbinding, united with Queen Rinaala, thereby ending the hostilities and integrating Liurnia into the Golden Order through this union. This union between Radagon and Rinaala was not merely a diplomatic triumph, but a confluence of divine and arcane powers, giving rise to a lineage destined to inherit the complexities and strengths of both realms. Their offspring, Radahn, Ranni, and Rakard, stood as direct descendants of Marika, for Radagon was but another aspect of Marika's being, embodying her will and essence in another form. In the twilight chapters of the Golden Crusades over the lands between, Lindel, the royal capital, stood beneath a shadow cast from the depths of ancient lore, the descent of the ancient dragons. These majestic beings, sculpted from stone-like flesh and adorned with gold inlaid wings, commanded both fire and a unique brand of red lightning, an emblem of their primordial power. This lightning, red as the hue of old gold, was a fearsome spectacle that illuminated the skies above Lindel, while Godfrey single-handedly subdued the expanse of the lands between, asserting the dominion of the Golden Order, and as Radagon established a family within the scholarly halls of Liurnia, the ancient dragon Grandsax launched a formidable assault on Lindel. This unprecedented attack breached the royal capital's stalwart defenses, marking a moment of unparalleled peril within its storied annals. The invasion of Grandsax ignited the war against the dragons, a conflict that saw the tree sentinels, garbed in armor mirroring the ancient dragon's imposing form, rise as the stalwart protectors of the Erdtree against the draconic fury. Amidst this storm of fire and ancient might, Godwyn the Golden, the valiant offspring of Marika and Godfrey, stood as a pillar of courage and unity. His confrontation with the ancient dragon Fortisax not only showcased his martial prowess, but also his capacity for forging bonds across the divides of war. Godwyn's victory over Fortisax, and the subsequent kinship that blossomed from their battle, signaled the end of hostilities and the integration of the ancient dragon cult within the Golden Order's embrace. This cult, venerating the dragons and their awe-inspiring lightning, now transmuted into golden hues to align with the Order's principles, found a place of honor within the royal capital. As the veil of the Golden Crusades fell, the realm, now gilded by the luminance of the Golden Order, stood as a testament to the unyielding spirits who shaped its destiny. From the ashes of the Fire Giants' rebellion, through the mystical veils of Liurnia, bonded by matrimonial and arcane ties, to the dragon's awe-inspiring sovereignty, now united with the realm's core, the lands between rose anew, molded by flame, wisdom, and alliance. Yet, in this grand mosaic of harmony and governance, a specter of uncertainty began to stir within the radiant heart of Queen Marika, the realm's divine custodian. Guided by the greater will, she forged this era. She pondered, within the silent sanctums of her being, the necessity of quenching the fire giant's age-old embers, the assimilation of Liurnia's secrets, and the integration of the once noble dragons into the Order's fold. Marika's musings heralded a pivotal introspection regarding the edicts of the Greater Will. The Golden Order, though grand in scope and noble in purpose, unveiled the intricate challenges and imperfections inherent in the quest for divine excellence. The extermination of the fire giants, the mystical arts of Liurnia, and the revered dragon cult, though strengthening the realm, also highlighted the elusive nature of perfect harmony. In the boundless expanse of the lands between, where the threads of destiny are woven by deities and mortals alike, the Golden Order, under Queen Marika's celestial stewardship, aspired to transcend the bounds of mere conquest. It embarked on a daring endeavor to unravel and reforge the cycle of life and death itself, aiming to pluck destined death from the sacred weave of the Elden Ring, thus envisaging an era where death would serve merely as a passage to rebirth, crafting a realm immortalized by the perpetual dance of regeneration. This audacious foray into the unknown beckoned unforeseen consequences, casting distortions that irrevocably altered the realm's essence. Amid these unforeseen ripples emerged the omens, ghastly manifestations of the Order's hubris, marked by blood that estranged them from the Erdtree's benevolence, trapped in a liminal void beyond rebirth. Unlike the lands between's inhabitants, destined for the cyclical embrace of renewal under the Golden Order, the omens remained adrift from this divinely ordained continuum, their deaths rendering their souls ineligible for reincarnation. Stark anomalies within the envisioned order, starkly illustrating the fractures induced by destined death severance. The advent of the Omen twins, Morgott and Morg, offspring of Marika and Godfrey, yet afflicted with this dire fate, unveiled the deep fissures within the Golden Order's grand scheme. Their existence, more than a mere anomaly, signaled the profound discord and perils of defying the sacred laws governing existence's equilibrium. Condemned to Lindell's sewers with their kin, spared from the Omen Killer's fury, their ordeal underscored the crisis spawned by the ambition to redefine life and death cycle, challenging the principles underpinning Marika's reign and the Golden Order's ideals. In an era where fate's fabric is intricately woven by divine intent and mortal ambition, a decree from Queen Marika resonated through time. Confronted with dissent's murmurs and scrutinizing gazes piercing her realm's veiled truths, she enacted a command of profound significance: to preserve the facade of a unified order and veil the blemish of omens within her lineage. She mandated the exile of Godfrey, his legion, and those privy to the realm's mysteries. This edict aimed to silence the burgeoning whispers of rebellion and mask the tarnish upon the golden lineage. Yet, within this exile, decree lay a deeper, more intricate vision, a genesis of renewal and metamorphosis, delicately orchestrated by Marika. My lord, and thy warriors, stripped of grace, ye shall depart from the lands between. In distant lands, wage war, live and perish. Upon thy demise, I shall restore what was taken. Return, wage war anew, and brandish the Elden Ring. Grow formidable in death's embrace, warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey. Through these solemn words, Marika not merely exiled, she crafted a crucible for the tarnished, a trial by fire destined to fortify their spirits for a majestic return, liberated from the greater will's dictates. This prescient strategy was devised not solely as a defense against simmering discord, but as a long-term safeguard, a mechanism to ensure that, when necessary, the Golden Order could be reformed, regardless of the Greater Will's will. Thus, the Tarnished were conceived, a fellowship of exiles fated to amass strength away from celestial surveillance, primed for the summons to return and evolve the Golden Order. In the complex interlace of destiny, enveloping the lands between, Radagon's path, diverging from Queen Rennala to unite with Marika, weaves a significant narrative thread, resonating through the annals of time and spirit. This pivotal shift, transcending mere allegiance realignment, imbued their shared essence with the rune of the unborn, a legacy of forsaken paths and lingering vows. Furthermore, it planted seeds of deep-seated mistrust within Rennala and her offspring, Ranni and Rykard, a sentiment rooted in the visceral betrayal they endured as their familial bond was shattered. That Rennala, trapped in her obsession with Radagon, became the unwitting guardian of the rune of the unborn, was a twist of fate fraught with irony. Her wan spirit, paradoxically, made her the most apt custodian for this hallowed artifact, a poignant symbol of what was abandoned, Marika's grand scheme, reaffirming her commitment to the Golden Order and the cryptic desires of the Greater Will, saw Radagon's ascension as her chosen consort and the realm's second Elden Lord, born of her divine intent during the Elden Ring's intricate mend when the rune of death was sealed. His elevation, a testament to Marika's complex aspirations for the Golden Order, was a maneuver veiled in divine loyalty, yet laden with hidden motives. This strategic alignment of Radagon at her side was a calculated act of fealty to the Golden Order's principles before the Greater Will, a facade deftly crafted to conceal her deeper schemes, including the enigmatic creation of the Tarnished. This strategic maneuver served dual aims: to present a united front of divine dedication while subtly crafting a contingency plan, ready to challenge the Celestial Order's very foundations. The birth of Marika and Radagon's progeny, shielded from the Omen Curse yet burdened with their unique trials, illuminates the inherent flaws within the Golden Order and the dominion Marika aimed to refine. Miquella, trapped in eternal youth, perpetually on the brink of maturity yet unable to attain it, alongside Malenia, plagued by the Scarlet Rot, epitomize the stark contradictions of a regime attempting to override the natural order. Their existences, marked by relentless stasis and the creeping advance of decay, highlight the profound discrepancies and unintended consequences of a system boldly defying life's foundational principles. The plights of Miquella and Malenia, transcending mere afflictions, serve as poignant critiques of the Golden Order's core paradoxes. Their stories illuminate the deep shadows cast by the audacious attempt to defy mortality and reshape existence. This insight, the recognition that in striving to dominate natural cycles, the Golden Order inadvertently laid the foundation for perpetual turmoil and suffering within its most sacred circles, unveils a critical oversight in Marika's grand design. Noble seekers, as we venture deeper into these revelations, let us contemplate the weight of such ambition and the delicate balance of existence that Marika sought to recalibrate. The tribulations of Miquella and Malenia, each a testament to unique adversities, stand as solemn reminders of divine intent's limits and the intrinsic volatility of resisting the cosmic order. In reflection of these truths, Miquella, the most enlightened of Marika's divine offspring, discerned the imperfections interwoven into the Golden Order's fabric. Realizing the futility of adhering to a flawed paradigm, he renounced it, dedicating himself to the Erdtree's creation. This sacred endeavor, born not of defiance, but of deep commitment to healing and transcendence, aimed to free millennia from the Scarlet Rot's clutches. In the shadowed fabric of fate enveloping the lands between, a tale of defiance and destiny unfolds, known among whispered legends as the Night of Black Knives. 'Twas Rani, the enigmatic soul, who sought to free herself from the puppet strings wielded by the greater will. With astuteness, resolve, and her brother Praetor Rykard's aid, she purloined a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the steadfast guardian of such forbidden power. This shard, imbued with the essence of destined death, she entrusted to the Newman assassins, the Black Knives, a sisterhood bound by blood to Marika, thereby arming them with the power to sever fate's threads. Rani, in her quest to transcend her Empyrean confines while preserving her essence, faced the grim necessity that such liberation required a sacrificial soul, unwittingly casting the shadow of death upon Godwyn the Golden, her kin. As night's mantle descended upon Lindell, the assassins, born of shadow and silence, violated the royal capital's sanctity. Their grim mission culminated in the sorrowful demise of Godwyn the Golden, his being marked by the bifurcated curse mark of death. This mark, intended as a complete circle, was split into twin crescents by Rani and Godwyn's simultaneous end, leaving behind the wreckage of Godwyn's body and inscribing his name in history as the first demigod to taste mortality's bitter draught. Beneath the Erdtree, where Godwyn's mortal remains were interred, a grotesque transformation ensued, giving rise to the entity now whispered as the Prince of Death. The Rune of Death, herald of his downfall, infiltrated the Erdtree's roots, spawning Deathroot, a dark boon to those who live in death. Rani, her Empyrean vessel sacrificed to the curse mark's creation, ensconced her soul within a doll, a simulacrum of her mentor. Cloaked in this new guise, she receded into history's shadows, her tale a phantom lingering at knowledge's edge. Hearken once more, noble seekers. In the veiled realms where destiny and despair intertwine, the lands between were shaken to their very core by an event of unfathomable consequence: the Shattering. This cataclysm, born not merely from the sorrow of Godwyn the Golden's demise, but from the dire emergence of the Prince of Death and those who live in death, marked the unraveling of Queen Marika the Eternal's faith in her own dicks and the supposed perfection of the Golden Order she had wrought. Driven by a maelstrom of disillusionment and a burgeoning defiance against the ordained path set forth by the greater will, Marika, in an act of unparalleled resolve, took up her hammer against the Elden Ring. With a strike that echoed through the ages, she shattered the symbol of her divine sovereignty and the linchpin of the realm's order, heralding the descent of the lands between into turmoil and fragmentation. Radagon, her consort, bound by fate and essence to Marika as the second Elden Lord, sought to mend the breach that had rent the world asunder. Alas, his valiant efforts were doomed, for the sanctity of the Elden Ring was beyond repair, its fragments scattered beyond the reach of redemption. This defiance against the celestial edict led to their entwinement in a shared fate of captivity, ensnared within the hallowed confines of the Erdtree, a testament to their joint downfall and the resultant corruption that seeped into the very marrow of the Golden Order. In the aftermath of the cataclysm that rent asunder the very essence of the lands between, the Elden Ring, once the bastion of the realm's order and harmony, now lies shattered. Its fragments, imbued with power both sublime and corrupting, are strewn across the land, heralds of discord in the wake of Queen Marika's enigmatic vanishment. Her offspring, the demigods, ensnared by the lure of ambition and tainted by the shard's might, have cast the realm into the throes of unending turmoil. Each, driven by a voracious desire for dominion and swayed by the fragment's seductive promise, has woven a tapestry of conflict that rends the fabric of the lands between. This ceaseless strife, born of betrayal and hunger for power, has evoked the ire of the greater will, the celestial custodian once revered as the divine architect of order. Witnessing the desolation wrought by its chosen, the greater will retracts its benevolent gaze, abandoning the demigods to their fateful squabbles, leaving behind a realm bereft of victors, devoid of direction, and shrouded in the specter of abandonment. In this hour of desolation, Marika invoked her final stratagem, a contingency wrought from the depths of foresight and preparation. She restored the grace once stripped from the tarnished, those exiled by her hand, beckoning them back to the shattered lands between. This call was not a plea, but a clarion command to rewrite the fate of the Elden Ring, to forge a new order from the chaos, unshackled from the greater will's oversight. Hearken now, O noble ones, as our sojourn beneath the boughs of the grand Erdtree draws nigh to its close. We have trod the mystic path through the twisted roots of Queen Marika the Eternal's decisions, unveiling the multifaceted truths enshrouded in the shadow of the Elden Ring's shattering. In the twilight of our tale, a revelation emerges, as luminous as the first light that danced upon the leaves of the Erdtree, casting clarity upon the complexities of a realm torn asunder. Queen Marika, in her divine wisdom, beheld the corrosion gnawing at the very heart of the Golden Order. The existence of the omen and the afflictions that plagued her own progeny, Miquella and Millennia, were not mere aberrations, but symptomatic of a deeper malaise that had besmirched the sanctity of her realm. The emergence of the Prince of Death and those who live in death laid bare the inherent flaws, the fractures within the Golden Order that no divine intervention could mend. It was in this moment of profound revelation that Queen Marika, confronted by the irrevocable imperfections of her creation, chose to forsake the Golden Order, setting into motion her contingency plan. Summoning forth the tarnished exiles from the lands between, now called upon to partake in a quest of paramount importance, she envisaged the reforging of the Elden Ring, not merely to restore what was lost, but to conceive a new order. An order unfettered by the whims of the greater will, a realm reborn from the ashes of divine disillusionment, where the cycle of despair and domination could be broken, where freedom from the decrees of destiny could finally be grasped. Remember, O noble seekers, that Queen Marika, the eternal Enigma, is as mischievous as she is majestic, a weaver of tales and realities, a mistress of shadows and light. Within her divine heart lies a labyrinth of secrets, each turn concealing truths rewritten, each passage a reflection of her inscrutable will. This conclusion, drawn from the scrolls and echoes of the past, is but a single thread in the vast tapestry of her machinations. As thy humble Lorekeeper, I offer this narrative woven with care and reverence, yet aware that it merely grazes the surface of a narrative far more intricate, shaped by the hands of one who has danced through the annals of history, leaving a trail of veiled truths in her wake. Let this knowledge stir within you a hunger, a yearning to seek beyond the veil, to question the foundations of our tales, and to uncover the hidden schemes of fate interwoven by the Queen herself.